Hello there, my name is Lavon Cason, back at it again with another video. And you know that Matrix Unreal Engine 5 demo that gamers were running on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S, and now the PC? I have gotten that Matrix Unreal Engine 5 demo to run on the Atari VCS, as you will be seeing here right now. And as you can see, this is the Matrix Unreal Engine 5 demo running on the Atari VCS. Now, here are the specs of the Atari VCS. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM. It has 2 cores with 4 threads, and the CPU's name is AMD Ryzen Embedded R1606G. And the GPU's name is an AMD Vega 3 graphics. Also, too, here are the settings that I'm using. As you can see, resolution quality is at 70. Everything else is at 0. All the resolution size and stuff like that is at 640 by 480. So let's go down even further. A little bit further. And as you can see, desired screen height is 480, and desired screen width is 640, so meaning 640 by 480, and pretty much is the same thing for the last user confirmed desired screen width and screen height is pretty much at 640 by 480. Now, let's see if I can get the sound working by... Alright, so the sound is working again, you know, for a Matrix demo. Alright, so this is the Matrix demo that we all praised when it was announced, you know, in the Game Awards for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. And now I pretty much got that same demo to run on the Atari VCS itself. Granted, it's not running all that amazing or anything like that. As you can see, it is hovering around, you know, at the single digits all the way up to the mid, you know, early double digits, meaning at its highest at like what, 14 to 16 frames per second. And as you can see right now, it's like kind of all over the place, you know, at like what, minimum 6 frames per second to, you know, all the way up to pretty much, like I said, 16 frames per second when it comes to the frame rate and all that other stuff. So yeah, this is something that you have probably never seen anyone in the retro gaming community, the Atari VCS community, has ever really done, you know, running an Unreal Engine 5 demo on the Atari VCS itself. Like, you have never seen that probably before from any Atari VCS YouTuber or a person that, you know, pretty much supports the Atari VCS, or mainly a guy that could be into computers. Like, you have never seen something like this from them or anything like that. But this is probably your first time ever seeing the Matrix Unreal Engine 5 demo running on the Atari VCS itself. So let me do some flying. Let me do a little bit of flying. So as you can see, there was some huge sacrifices and some huge compromises, as you can see. Huge. And yet, it is still running at pretty much, minimum like 6 frames per second, all the way up to 14 to 16 frames per second at the max. And this demo, too, by the way, is pretty much unoptimized. It is unoptimized. So, if you want to play, you know, Unreal Engine 5 games, but you still got like a low-end graphics card, you're gonna have to go to the configuration text files in order to get that Unreal Engine 5 game to work on your low-end hardware. As you can see, the frame rate just like briefly went up to 14 to 16 frames per second. Now, it was at 16 at one point. The frame rate, it was at 16 at one point. But, yeah. The fact that I got this running on the Atari VCS itself is pretty amazing. Like, I didn't think that this could honestly be done. Like, I honestly didn't think that this would be done. Like, for real. I thought that this software would have never ran on the Atari VCS, honestly. But here it is, running at like 12 to 13 frames per second. Yeah. Oh, let me walk. Hold up, let me see if I could. Oh, it just went down to 3 frames per second at a moment. What was that sound? Now it just went up briefly to like 17 frames per second. Let me get in this car, I guess. Can I get in this car? No, I can't get in this car. Let me press RB. Oh, and by the way, if anyone's wondering, I'm using my Xbox controller. My Xbox Series controller. If anyone's wondering about that. Let me go up a building. Let me go up the buildings. It just went up to like 16. Oh, 21 frames per second. Oh! 21 frames per second. So that's like the highest that has ever went so far while I've been playing this. But this was pretty much something that I wanted to test out and see if it can actually run, and it turns out it did run. It's not running all that great, but I got it to run. But yeah, overall, if you want to get Unreal Engine 5 games running on your Atari VCS or just any, low spec PC hardware that you have in your home at this point, or heck, you might be using that low-spec PC hardware as your main primary computer, then you're gonna have to go into your game configuration files and, mess around with the resolutions and all that other stuff on there in order to get your game working well on that low-end hardware. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show that I got that Matrix demo running on the Atari VCS. Hope you guys have a good day and peace. So now that you have made it to the end of the video, I want you guys to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and when you hit that notification bell, you gotta hit all notifications, so that way you can be notified for future Lavon Cason tech videos, future Lavon Cason gaming videos, future Lavon Cason live streams, and also other videos that I do, such as, reaction videos and things of that nature. Bye.